Hey, beautiful ladies, and welcome to the School of Coaching YouTube channel. I'm super excited to be with you today. Welcome. So, before we get started, I want to introduce myself to you in case you don't know who I am. My name is Portia Williams, also known as the Student Success Coach. And what I do here is I help women coach so that they can make the money that they deserve. All right. So that's a little bit about who I am and what I do. My ask of you right now is if you have not, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, especially if you're a woman who wants to coach and make the money you deserve. You don't want to miss any of the master classes that I will teach you, including this one today. So subscribe to my YouTube channel and be a part of the School of Coaching so that you can learn the transformational tools you need so that you can make the money you deserve. All right. So I want to go ahead and get us set up for our masterclass today. One of the things that I want to bring to your attention, like, why do we have this channel, right? Why do we have this channel? This channel is so important, right? For those of you who know that you have amazing expertise, right? You know that what you've learned, what you've experienced, right, what you've overcome can absolutely help change other people's lives. And you know that this information is so good that you can make a lot of money doing it, right? And you want to make more money doing it. And it's my job to help you see that you can make the money that you deserve and to give you tools and how to do that. And today is not going to be any different. But I have to expose what keeps us as coaches from making the money we deserve. And that number one thing is what we're going to talk about today, right? One of the number one things is what we're going to talk about. I would rank this number two, right? I think number one would be maybe three. So I'm thinking number one would be just lacking confidence, right? And I think number two, right, is really inconsistency, right? Not being consistent as a coach, not doing what you say that you want. And then number three, what we're going to talk about today is really doubting your coaching expertise. And so let's get into that. I want to dig deep into that today. I'm gonna take me a sip of water and we're about to prepare. All right. Let's ride. So again, I believe that one of the top and major problems that women have with coaching, right, is that they doubt their expertise, and that's what's really keeping them from making the money that they deserve, right? Yesterday in our masterclass reminder, right? I always post a reminder, at least 24 hours. I'm supposed to at least post a 24-hour reminder just to get ladies prepared and to remember that we're having class next week and really draw those who don't know me yet in so that they can see that there's help for them, right? And one of the things that I talked about was this doubt, right? That I wanted ladies to stop doubting. I wanted women to stop doubting their expertise because, right, when you're doubting your expertise, you start to think that what you know, what you've been trained in, again, what you've overcome isn't that good enough to help people solve their problems so much so that you're making massive income doing it. Okay. But here's the truth that I do know. You ladies have amazing coaching expertise. Amazing coaching expertise. You have amazing coaching expertise, right? Your expertise that you have is so valuable, right? And it's valuable information that can literally help people solve their problems, literally help people get from where they are right now to where they want to be, to really overcome those challenges that they're having, those fears that they're having, and really get what they want. And the reason that I know that your expertise is so amazing, right? And it's so valuable, right? Is because you've learned this information, you've overcome this information. You know what you're talking about personally, right? You've overcome challenges in your life where if someone would listen, right, and you would really share, they wouldn't even have to experience a lot of the things that you've experienced, right? Because of certain things that you went through. Those things. I'm just trying to get the sun, which I'm grateful for. But just that reflection, right? So you've overcome things personally, right? Professionally, you all are amazing. You have years of experience in your field. Even if you just even starting out, you've taken steps that other people haven't taken yet. And I always am reminded of this, especially as a teacher assistant. That's one of the jobs that I was in education as a teacher's assistant. And I didn't have a lot of confidence in who I was as a teacher's assistant. But what I realized was that was a major responsibility. Not everybody in the school can assist the teacher. Not everybody in the school will want to assist the teacher, right? And what I found is the teacher's assistant do a lot of the heavy lifting. The teacher's assistant lean a lot on the teacher leans a lot on the assistant. There are things that the assistant has and strengths the assistant has in the classroom that the teacher does not have. There are things that the assistant can see in the classroom that the teacher won't see, right? So there's major value in that role. And I want you to think about that as well, no matter where you are, that whether you are, in year one of your career or you've been there 31 years and you're knocking at the door of retirement, what you've experienced professionally can help change people's profession, right? And another thing, professionally, right? We talk about professionally, but what about educational? Many of you have PhDs, you have knowledge that other people don't have. And I remember E.T. the hip hop preacher was giving an example in like a podcast or something about how a mentor of his told him what to do in the PhD program. Like, don't do this, do this, right? Don't don't recreate the wheel. Lock in on, the dissertation that I even, use my dissertation to see how you should present yours, right? There was some help there for him. So professionally, outside of professionally, educationally, there's so much that you can share with other people that would help them advance even in their education, right? Right? Even if you're a first year college student, right? This is the first time you're leaving to get this higher education. There are high school kids that aren't where you are. They desire to go to high school. Nobody in their high school. Nobody. They desire to go to college, and nobody has been to college. In their family. So you could be that guy for them. You could be the one that changes the game for them. And so I want to present that to you, right? That you ladies have valuable, amazing expertise. Amazing expertise. But here's the thing. When you keep doubting that your coaching expertise isn't amazing, right? Isn't worth sharing, right? Isn't good enough, you will start to become afraid to reach out to your ideal clients and really the people that you can help. So you have this amazing expertise, right? But you're doubting it. You're just saying, nope, it's not good enough. And what can happen over time is that you put yourself on pause because you've psyched yourself out of this amazing expertise that you have for so long that you're like, you know what, I don't think coaching is for me. I don't think I have the skills, right? It's harder than what I thought that it was going to be. I don't seem to have the language, right? I don't seem to know what to say to people. You'll start to doubt even reaching out to people because of you not believing in your own expertise. So you'll be afraid to reach out to your ideal clients, people you can literally help solve their problems and help change the trajectory of their lives because of your own doubt. You won't even reach out to them because you're doubting and you're wrong. You're doubting and you're not right. You're doubting and you can help them and you keep pushing yourself away with negative thinking. Let's go a little deeper. Here's another thing. If you keep doubting your coaching expertise, right? Really thinking that it isn't good enough, not believing in the amazing value that you bring and can bring as a coach, you're not going to be the woman that you dreamed of. I'm going to do this and I'm going to look out this window, right? I'm going to say this and look out this window. There are some of you that have always had this desire of being who you really want to be, right? Maybe people call it daydream, right? You've always had this desire of who you wanted to be, right? You never want to be mediocre. You never want to be stagnant. You're not basic at all. And you've always desired to be this woman, even this entrepreneur, even if you didn't know how you were going to do it, right? You just always desired to have this level of flexibility in your life and be able to travel and have your own career and just really live this life of freedom and fulfillment. But then you have a problem. Your problem is you doubt that your expertise is good enough to coach. Like you doubt in your coaching ability and what you know. And when you do that, those dreams and those desires and the woman that you desire to be, you're not going to be that. And you're not going to be that coach that will travel and experience the world and speak on platforms and just change the game for your life. There's like this fine line sometimes that it seems between our desires and our wants and reality, achieving those things, right? And the line can be so fine because it's so accessible. It's not a thick line, right? It's a fine line, meaning it's so easy to get. But when you have this doubt, you are literally overpowering your desire and the ability to have your desire. Like you're literally just dumping on your desire. That's what you're doing. You just dump it on it. You're beating it up. And I don't want you ladies to do that because what I've also found is that when you keep doubting your coaching expertise, it's beyond right money, but the money that you absolutely deserve. $1,500 days, $5,000 days. Those days that I believe that you should have that money because one, God knows that you're going to replenish the earth with it, do right in the earth with it. You're not gonna achieve that to be able to pay off your debts, right? Like, and I'm always reminded of Second Kings 4:1-7, where the widow woman paid off her debts off selling oil. You have oil. Your oil is your expertise. Your, your oil is what you know personally, professionally, and educationally. And because you aren't sharing it, and because you're doubting your coaching expertise, you're not even getting to the bag like you could and really making the money that I know that you deserve for the amazing expertise you have. And there are people, and I'm gonna say it how I feel it, that are dumb. They are not wise people at all. They are not. And they are making a lot of money. They don't have genuine hearts. They have evil hearts and they're making a lot of money. Money, getting to it, getting to it. And so I don't want that for you, ladies. I don't. And so my ask of you is to believe in your expertise. Believe in it. Believe in your expertise. That way you will be confident. That way you'll be confident. Believe in your expertise so that you can have confidence. Believe so that you can have confidence. And when you have confidence, you will make the money you deserve. You will make the money you deserve. You will get what you want when you're confident in it, right? And so I want you ladies to realize it doesn't have to be hard, right? When I told you the number one thing that I believe that a lot of women struggle with is confidence when it comes to, I'm sorry, one of the number one things is that level of confidence, right? Really belief. Procrastination is number one, and consistency is what I said was number two. But one of those top things is confidence. And I struggle with it. I struggle with it. I really, really struggle with it. I did. Excuse me. No, I did say the number one thing was confidence. I struggled with confidence. I just struggled believing that what I knew that can help parents help their child achieve academic success would be able to help them. I struggled with that, right? I struggled that I had the tools. And I just doubted. I doubted. I doubted. But what changed the game for me is that I had to believe. Like I literally wrote down, right, things that I knew that I could help. parents with, and I knew that would help them solve their problems. So number one, your child needs to know their learning style. One, you need to show up to school appointments, right? You need to deal with their own issues in your own life. Like I started to write down what I knew. Those are things that will help change people's lives. I had to really write that down, and that's what helped me believe. That's what helped me believe. And so I want you ladies to make sure that when to make sure that you know, right, that when you're doubting your expertise, you put yourself in so many states. You put yourself at risk, right? You put yourself at risk. You literally become more afraid to reach out to your ideal clients when you doubt your expertise. You become afraid to do that. You literally put yourself in a hard, between a hard place. Like you're bound. You won't move. You won't share. People, and because of that, because you're afraid to reach out, people aren't even getting to have their problem solved. You're not being the woman that you desire to be, that you dream to be, this woman, this coach, and this boss, right? And not about pride, just being who God created you to be so that somebody in the earth can see that they have a chance. And then the money. I remember I was at church and the pastor asked for a certain offering, right? And this is not like a debatable conversation, right? But they just asked for a certain offering. And I'm just the type of person, you're not going to be able to ask me for help and then I'm not going to be able to give it to you. Like, that's just, I don't want to live my life like that. I don't want to be able to live my life. If I choose not to give it, it's because I don't want to give it. If I choose not to give it, it's because God said don't give it. I want to be able to have it. I want to be able to have it because I realize in God's word, it's the will of Christ Jesus, right? Concerning me that I have. I shouldn't even want. So, and I got that from Psalms 23, like the first two verses, right? So I want you ladies to make sure that you are believing in your expertise, that you are believing in your expertise. That way you'll become much more confident as a coach, and then you'll finally be able to make the money you deserve, and it does not have to take long. It doesn't. I'm proof to be able to tell you that. All right. So if any of you, right, you want help, if you know that you want help and you need help, just shifting your mind and really believing in your level of expertise, I want to offer a breakthrough session, a breakthrough, free breakthrough session for you. And what is that, right? We're just going to get on the phone and we're going to break through the challenges and the fears that are keeping you stuck in doubt of your expertise. All right, that's what we're going to literally do on the phone. And then we're just going to shift to see how I can help you get to this level of confidence and money that I know that you can have. All right. So I love you so much. This wraps up our masterclass. Feel free. Any comments, any concerns, any concerns, any concerns. Feel free to drop them in the comments. I will see them. Any takeaways? Drop your takeaways. If you're catching the replay, same rules apply. And if you want a free breakthrough session, just click the link in my bio. That's how you're going to find the breakthrough sessions. Click the link in my bio and book a session with me. All right, book a session with me. I have one available tonight at 8 p.m. if you want it. I love you all so much. And if you don't see a time that works for you, just comment below and say, I don't see a time that works for me. And then I'll do my best to try to figure something out with you. I love you, ladies. I'm out. Have a great Tuesday. Bye. Thanks for being with me. Yeah, I'm not.